Well, this guy scored a D minus. I think with this guy, the best advice I can give you is walk away. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you, things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10-dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10-dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
He is much more likely to talk big than to actually achieve big things at work. He enjoys being seen and heard, but when it comes to putting in the real effort and dealing with difficult situations, he tends to step back or get lazy. Don't expect him to rise fast or push himself much at work. He likes to stay where things feel easy.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he won't break down or make a dramatic scene, but he also won't roll up his sleeves and fight back. Instead, he's likely to keep his struggles to himself, quietly stepping away or avoiding the problem altogether. He doesn't easily lose his temper, but you may find him pulling back, making excuses, or not talking about what went wrong.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work may not feel very close to him, but he isn't someone who goes around fighting or causing drama either. He tends to keep to himself, not showing much warmth or patience for others. So while he avoids open quarrels, he doesn't win people over with kindness either. Most coworkers will leave him alone, neither close friends nor enemies.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do really well in your career, he is not likely to feel genuinely proud or happy for you, but he also won't create big drama over it. Instead, he might act distant or a bit cold, not showing much excitement or offering real support. Don't expect hugs or cheering from him, he'll just keep to his own steady path.
What if you start earning more than him?
If you earn more than him, he probably won't pick a fight or yell, but there will be a distance. He won't be happy for you or support you openly. He'll more likely keep his feelings to himself, acting a bit cold or uninterested. He won't make a scene, but you may notice less warmth or excitement from him.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He is someone who handles money with care and likes things to be neat and in order. He's not the type to make careless purchases or rush into spending on things he doesn't need. He prefers safety and predictability, making sure there's no chaos in his budget.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He lives within his means and doesn't pretend to be richer than he is. You won't find him showing off with flashy purchases or trying to impress others with money he doesn't have. Instead, he likes simple routines and keeps things practical, making sure everything is tidy and secure.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is quite tight with both his money and his emotions. Don't expect him to go out of his way to help or show warmth easily. He can come across as reserved and not very giving, whether it's with money or with kindness. If you value open heartedness and a soft touch, you may feel his way of living is a bit rigid and closed.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He's more controlling than open when it comes to money. He likes to know exactly where every rupee goes and may keep a close watch on spending, sometimes without sharing all the details with you. You might find him making rules or decisions alone, expecting things to happen his way.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He is likely to think that housework should be done properly and in an orderly way, but he may expect you to take care of most of it. He wants everything neat and clean and may not mind giving instructions, but he doesn't put himself forward to share the workload. Be ready for high expectations, but only limited support from him.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He is much more likely to help by supervising than by actually rolling up his sleeves. He will probably stand by and point out what needs to be cleaned or how it should be done, but he won't get his hands dirty with chores or diapers. You may feel alone in the hard work, with him acting more like a manager than a partner.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He is not someone who takes the time to truly understand your side. Instead of listening or trying to see things from your point of view, he is more likely to stand firm and argue just to prove he's right. You might feel like your feelings or opinions are brushed aside while he insists on his way.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he doesn't usually raise his voice or act aggressively, but that doesn't mean he stays gentle. He can say hurtful things bluntly without thinking how his words may make you feel. You won't see big drama, but his lack of warmth can leave a strong sting.
Does he have a bad temper?
He isn't the type to get angry quickly or explode with rage, so you won't see sudden outbursts. Instead, if something bothers him, he pulls back, becomes distant, or quietly holds on to his feelings rather than making a scene. While he doesn't shout, his lack of communication and warmth when upset can still hurt.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He rarely says sorry or takes genuine responsibility when things go wrong. Instead of admitting his mistake, he's more likely to quietly blame you or make excuses for himself. Expect him to point fingers or become distant rather than openly talk about what happened.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
He's likely to push for what he wants and may not fully respect your boundaries right away. If you say no, he might try to convince you or be blunt about his own needs instead of stepping back and giving you space. You will need to be very clear and firm for him to truly understand and stop.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
Yes, he is likely to take it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He may not get openly angry, but you could notice him acting distant, cold, or quietly upset afterward. This can create a quiet unhappiness between you if not openly addressed.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
You should be cautious. He's not naturally sensitive to emotions or careful with words, so there's a risk he might bring up private moments during a fight or to make a point without thinking about how much it will hurt you. He is not the type to shout or create a scene, but his blunt and cold style can cut deep.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is not someone who is openly flirtatious or always chasing after other women, but you shouldn't expect deep emotional loyalty either. He tends to keep to himself and isn't driven by strong feelings or big temptations, so he's unlikely to be gossiping or showing off to others. However, his emotional distance means your bond may not feel very close, and you might sometimes wonder if he truly values what you share.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
He's not usually over possessive or openly jealous. Instead of watching your every move or setting strict rules, he's more likely to stay distant and focus on keeping his own space. You may feel his presence more as cold or withdrawn than as possessive or watchful.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
His protective nature is more about wanting things to be done his way than truly caring for your safety or well being. He prefers order and control, and what may seem like looking out for you can often turn into strict rules, instructions, or decisions that you have little say in. This often feels controlling rather than loving, and it's important not to mistake his desire for control as true protectiveness.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He is more likely to expect you to handle most of the parenting work. While he might give instructions or set rules, he probably won't step in and share responsibilities in a real, hands on way. If something goes wrong or needs to be done, it's likely you'll be the one fixing it.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he usually stays calm and doesn't lose his temper in a loud way. He may not shout or have big outbursts, but his reaction can be cold or distant instead of comforting. Rather than trying to understand their feelings, he's likely to point out what went wrong or expect them to fix it quietly.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
He is not someone who easily supports your role as both a mother and your own person. He tends to focus on routines and order, expecting you to take care of the family and home in a certain way. He is more likely to see you through your duties rather than encourage your dreams or individuality.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later, after kids and marriage, change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
Yes, you may find yourself wondering if his support for your career now is only temporary and that he will expect you to quit once you have a child. He likes things to be orderly and controlled, which often means he wants clear roles at home, usually with you managing most of the family and housework. Don't ignore this feeling. Talk openly and set your boundaries early so you are not caught by surprise later.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He is likely to act polite on the surface, but not show much real warmth to your parents. He will probably follow basic manners and be respectful in a formal way. But the conversations may feel stiff or distant rather than friendly or caring. If you wish for a son in law who truly connects and shares affection with your parents, you may find his style a bit cold or reserved. He is much more likely to expect your family to adjust to his ways rather than try to fit in himself.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will usually stay calm and not get into loud arguments or big fights. However, his way of handling it may actually make things feel worse because he is likely to pull back, become colder, or act uninterested instead of working to solve the problem. This approach may make small problems feel bigger and harder to fix.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
Yes, this is the kind of man who may act modern with you in private, but will expect you to be a traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. He values order and routines and wants things to look perfect to outsiders. So he'll likely expect you to follow family customs, dress modestly, and behave according to traditional standards when his family is around. If you want freedom to be yourself in all situations, this double standard can lead to stress and frustration.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he is more likely to stay out of it or quietly side with his family rather than openly support you. He doesn't enjoy getting involved in emotional conflicts and prefers to avoid messy situations. This can leave you feeling alone or unsupported when you need him most.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He is likely to act more like a mummy's boy, meaning that he tends to favor his mother's wishes and routines over yours when there is a conflict. Even if he seems independent in some ways, he prefers not to challenge his family's traditions or upset his mother. So you may rarely see him take your side openly. When disagreements come up, he'll often stay silent, keep out of it, or quietly support his mother to maintain order.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
Yes, he is likely to share many details of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He may do this not to harm you, but because he's used to leaning on his family for advice and feels more comfortable talking to them than working things out directly with you. This can make you feel exposed and mistrusted, as your private concerns might no longer feel safe.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
So, all in all, not looking that great. This guy scores a D minus. As I mentioned at the start, I think with such guys, the best way is to walk away. Being in a relationship with this man day in and day out can feel lonely and tiring. He likes everything to be neat, predictable, and done his way, but doesn't bring much warmth or emotional support.